It's Wednesday afternoon, my favorite time of the week. It's 11 o'clock Pacific time. Our usual broadcast here is roadblock removal for speakers and coaches. Today we have an extra special program for you. I'm so excited. Let me give you a little history on this thing. When COVID hit, I was locked in my house like everybody else, and I didn't know what to do. And I turned to one of my mentors at the time, David Newman, who talked about this amazing fast cash generation system called laser coaching. And I heard him on a podcast with this guy named Rob Goyette. And I took that and I thought I was going to go bankrupt and lose my house. And I wound up making $20,000 in 90 days. And it kept going on from there just by using the concept of laser coaching. Well, I never took a class or never even studied it. I went back about a year ago and I actually got laser coached by Rob Goyette. I actually am taking his class and looking into it and going through the steps he has, and it is transformational. So I thought, in a way to give back, I would bring the man, the myth, the legend, the man who helped me out so much on to our call today to help you guys, coaches out there. And it's going exciting. People are still registering for this thing. I'm going to bring on the man, Rob Goyette. Rob, welcome.
Hey, everybody. Ray, thanks so much for having me. It's such a treat to talk with you.
It's been, thank you so much for what you've done for me. And we want to give back today. We're going to talk about emails. We come at it from a little bit different perspective. I am a quick connector that gets you into the room so you can have these conversations. Rob is an opt-in and conversion specialist. So we're going to come at the email in 5 different ways, 2 different ways. That's 10 total ways. But let's talk about it. So let's talk about getting started. Any thoughts right before we begin?
Yeah, absolutely. And that is the fact that, Ray, you and I have both sold hundreds of thousands of dollars of programs using email with our different approaches. So I love that we've broken this up into 5 sections where we each contribute our top tip over these 5 sections. So I think at least the way it's in my notes is we're going to talk about subject lines. And if you want to go first, Ray, you can share your tip on subject lines and then I'll share mine.
So my idea on subject line is you want it to be short because everybody opens things on their phone now. So you're talking probably 2 to 5 words. And the key things that get a subject line open, curiosity, relevance, and specificity. What is it that makes people go, really? Tell me more. What is it they go, oh, wow, this is something I can relate to, or something specific with it. I actually have a subject line that I use periodically that I've never not had open. It has 100% open rate. And it's very simple. I'll give it to you today. Saw your doppelganger today. Very simple, but short, specific, relevant, curious. There's my key right there. Rob, take it away.
Yeah, I love it. So my tip on subject lines is to have a headline in your subject line. So the subject line is usually like the headline of the email. Well, you can actually have a headline for your headline or a subject line for your subject line. And what I mean by that is putting a short word or phrase or even abbreviation in square brackets. This has been proven to increase open rates. And so the one that I'm aware of from the study and the one that I use a lot is the capital letters PDF. So if you're sharing a free report or some kind of PDF, to put brackets and then capital P, capital D, capital F right before whatever else you're going to say, should increase your open rates. And it tells what people are about. Another little quick formula is there's a TV show called Law and Order Special Victims Unit. If you go look on IMDb at all the episode names, a lot of them are just one word. And so that they've done that with their shows, right? They've got a one word or just a real short headline for each of their shows. And so it reminds me of the Law and Order Special Victim stuff when I'm writing emails, because just trying to keep that one word or phrase in square brackets makes a huge difference.
The SBU.
Yes.
One of the things that I want to comment to everybody, if you have questions out there, put them in the comments. We are going to be giving away something fabulous at the end of this thing, are we not, Rob?
I believe so. I try to be humble, but it's a really good thing.
Yeah, so you want to make sure you're registered for this. In the comments right now is the registration link if you're not registered already. if you're watching this afterward, you don't have to be here to help to win a prize. So make sure you use that link to register here. So we've gone from we've talked about subject lines, and if anybody has comments or questions, put them in the comments. I'll monitor that. We'll make sure that Rob and I answer those. Let's go to the opening line of your email, which I think is a thing that people really waste, because what this is prime real estate. This is the first interaction you have with this person. It should be the most important thing that they need to get out of your email. And when you think about emails, you think, what do I want them to do, think, or feel after I'm done sending this? And you ought to be able to say that in a quick sentence. So do not waste time with, I hope this finds you well. Good morning. How are you today? Get right to it, right to the point you want them to know, and hit them right away with that. That is the number one thing that I think people waste time on with emails. Rob, how about you?
Yeah, and sorry, I was looking at what my next tip was and didn't notice whether you stress the importance of congruence from what you say in the subject line to those first few words. Because if it's incongruent, if you say 10 tips on how to do this, and then you say, yesterday I was walking my dog, like they might scratch their head a little bit and maybe even go away, unless you get them really curious, of course. But we want to watch for congruence through this whole thing. My tip for an opener, which has worked really, really well in my business, is to ask people to read the email twice. I'll start off and I'll say, usually I don't say dear first name. I might just say hi first name. Please read this email twice. And then I'll say some really good stuff in the middle. And then at the end, I say, don't forget to read this email twice. And it's interesting because I've had people reach out and say, sometimes I'll say at the end, I'll say, don't forget to read this email twice. It gets better every time you read it. And I've had people reply back and say, it's true. It does get better every time I read it. So if you've got really good stuff to say in an email, consider starting off with that opener saying, please read this email twice, and then reminding them at the end to read it again. And Ray, you received an email from me like that, didn't you?
100%. And our friend Terry Kingston is watching us now. Thank you, Terry, for watching in right there. I received an email from Mr. Rob Goyette, and it said, please make sure you read this twice. And I went back and I read it twice, and it did get better. And now I am, no disclaimer, I'm a client of Rob Goyette. So I'm excited about that. It really, really works. It got me. And that's another thing as we go through this, keep track of what gets you, because if it gets you, it'll get people that are like you, and your clients will love that. And the congruence thing, to tie in with my saw your doppelganger today, the first line of that email is, you looked great. It's been too long. Let's catch up. Very simple, very short, going straight to the point there. All right, let's go to number 3. Let's go to the body. And I will put that little thing right there. And actually, if you want to keep track of what we're doing, I'll just leave the scroller right there at the bottom that has the what's coming up, and I'm previewing it ahead for people. But the body of your email, here's something that most of us don't consider. We make super long emails, and I'm talking about connection here. Once you have somebody and you know them pretty well, they're more likely to look at what you have. But if you don't know them that well, or you're trying to rekindle a relationship, the people that love you the most only read 26 seconds of your email. Then they start to skim. And so if I'm trying to connect with you, I don't want to give you time to start checking out. So in my world, the body of an email, the most important line goes first. The next 2 lines, which is the bulk of the email for me, I want to give you 2 or 3 reasons why that first line is so important. So that's where it hits home. It's congruent to that. It backs up the reason that I'm sending this email, and it takes you to a genuine, oh my God, this is great. I really need to do that. How long is 26 seconds? About 100 words for the average person. So if you keep it short and sweet and direct and to the point, you will find that you will see more emails open and reacted to. The other thing too, so I'm going to give 3 sentences about the body here. 3 sentences, 3 words about the body. Clarify, simplify, and amplify. This body is there to make your point. If you know what your point is as you construct, before you construct this email, what do you want your people to do, think, or feel after they get this email? 10 words or less. If you focus on that, the body will write itself. Take that message, simplify it, and I call that turning 8 words into 3. It's a comedy thing. If you can spend hours taking 8 words and turning them into 3, it's much better because it gets more power into your email. And then amplify. Go back through your sentences, take the most important word in your sentence and make sure your sentence ends with it. So time never ends a sentence. This is hard for people, especially in this day and age, because SEO is the exact opposite. The most important thing goes at the beginning of the sentence, but the human mind processes it differently. To quote the great presentation skills coach, Patricia Fripp, your last words linger. So the most important word needs to go at the end of every sentence. And I know, Rob, you do a lot longer things there, but you do it so well. Give us this side of the story.
Yeah, well, and I wonder, should we announce the special thing yet, or should we wait on that?
We were going to wait on that, but we kind of opened it up. But let's hold off on that, because this is the most unbelievable thing. I can't wait to talk about it. But now you got me all itchy.
Okay. All right. I'll make mine quick, which is funny because my advice is actually to talk a lot and go long. I found in emails, I usually write really long copy. And the reason that it works so well is every single paragraph is what's in it for the reader. So oftentimes I'll be promoting something and I'll write about a bonus and say, you're going to get this. And then I'll write about another bonus and you're going to get this. And I'll write about another bonus and you're going to get this. And so I might have 10 or 15 bonuses that I give away in a promotion. And what I do is I break it up. I put them in paragraphs and I have like the bonus in bold and the description that's not in bold. So people can scan through it if they wish. But a lot of people love to devour every word because my motto is no fluff. So don't just write it to make it a certain length, but actually just purely give as much good content as you can. And that has served me really well. So Ray and I kind of butt heads on the length of emails sometimes, but I think we both agree with each other's strategies. It's just he leans toward the shorter emails. I lean toward the longer emails. All right. Rob, yeah, go ahead.
You say Rob is so much more well-known than me that he's got this group that already knows who he is. I have to build that trust. And if I'm talking in fluff, then it kind of like their mind can wander. Who's this guy? Oh, shiny object. There it is. Squirrel. There we go. But I'm just sorry I interrupted you.
Oh, no worries. I was just going to move on to the next one so we can announce that special thing. Yeah. And that is, maybe you've heard of Robert Cialdini. He's got these psychological triggers to influence people. Well, one of them is curiosity. Like people, they want to get their curiosity met. And I found a great phrase to use, especially if I'm like have a 3-day campaign and it's day 3, I might say something like, I wrote the email this morning and I don't know if it's sold out or not. Click here to see if there's still a spot for you. People, they're on the edge of their seat. It's like, oh, can I even still get this thing? That FOMO is huge. They'll click the link and sometimes there's not a spot. Like I really enforce the scarcity that I give. If it's 8 spots, then it's 8 spots. You don't want to do that with an ebook because that's lying, right? I only have 8 ebooks. But you could say I'm making my ebook available to the first 8 people. That would be okay. We don't want to lie with scarcity, but click here to see if there's still a spot for you has worked really well in my emails.
That's fantastic. And I just want to throw out there to the people, because the last time I talked with Dr. Cialdini, we were talking about this very subject as far as, you don't want to lie to people. And the difference between manipulation and influence, the skill is the same. It comes from the intent of the person. And we as coaches, and we'll celebrate it with fireworks. I expect that. We have these things that we can do with people that are transformational. And I know every group that I've ever worked with, every person I've ever worked with winds up selling more stuff. And I know if I get the things that I know into their head, then they'll sell more stuff too. So I understand that what they're going to get is going to change their lives. So if I don't inform them of it, it's almost selfish. The difference is, if I'm doing it to help me out, that's manipulation. So it comes from the mind of the intent. Because people ask that all the time. Well, if you can make people do things well, no, I'm trying to get people better. That's the most important thing.
Awesome. Shall we jump on to our last category of this part of the call?
Is this the call to? Have we covered the call to action?
We
have not.
did. We're talking about the postscript.
There we are. Okay, I missed my little cue on there.
All right. All right. So most internet marketers and people who have been doing this stuff for a while agree that you need to have a PS in your emails. It's one of the most read areas of the email. 25% of people will read a magazine from back to front, and I suspect the same number will look at the bottom of your email before reading the middle anyway, or maybe even the front. So having a PS is really important. I like to use a PS to sort of make I don't know about a second plea, but it's like if what I've said in the email didn't do its job, the PS is where I can give them new information. And so oftentimes it might be like, PS, if you'd like to learn more about what I just said, you can go to this page or watch this webinar. So the PS, yeah, it's a really important thing to have. And sometimes I'll have a PPS and a PPPS and a PPPPP, however many. Because you can get away with that. I mean, of course, if you do it all the time, people start to tune it out. But every once in a while, having a whole bunch of PSs with each thing being really important and relevant to the reader can be a really good strategy.
And the PS is where I put all my links. I won't put them in the body of the email. I will put them at the end. And what I want to do is create this familiarity of friendship and create this kind of fun and come on in type thing. So I will put PS, your Zoom room or mine, and then put my link into it. Anything that you can do that is personal is a great thing. Hey, remember that time that we spent in Kentucky, whatever it is, where I pulled Kentucky from, I don't know, but there it is. And those types of things, if you can relate to something that you've shared with that person and then give them the next step, it's been too long, let's catch up, your Zoom room or mine, boom, they will call into you pretty quickly. Should we reveal everything? Should we reveal something big here?
I think we're at that stage. Yeah. But the first thing that I wanted to do was share the notes that we used for today's call, because we're going to include those with the replay. Is that correct?
Yes. Everyone who's here today will get the replay, or not who are here today, even if you registered. So go to that link I put in the chat on there and register if you have not. And we will send you the notes for what we did and this replay. Even if you're just watching the replay, also, we're going to give away something that is amazing to 10% of you. And if you're registered, you're in. But you got to register between now and Friday.
Yes. And Ray, do you have a link where people who are here live just popped in and caught us can go register?
I put that in the chat already. I'll put it again.
Okay. All right. Oh, great. All right. Well, if I may share my screen, Ray, in just a moment, maybe we should start off with a quick story about how did we even get connected? You mentioned David Newman at the beginning, and so yeah, I am known for this laser coaching model that I created back in 2015, and it's irresistible for both coaches and clients alike. It's got some weird stuff in it that keeps it reasonable. Maybe not weird, but let's say special stuff. The overall model for laser coaching, and Ray, you picked this up from my webinar and ran with it, but you offer a year of unlimited 15-minute calls with you for a low price, but there's homework in between the calls. So people can't just book a call with you every day or every week. It's unlimited, but they have to do their homework first. And that particular model, I enrolled over 50 one-on-one clients the first year I rolled that out. Ray, you saw my webinar and ran with it. And I don't know, can you tell a little bit about that and maybe connect the dots as to why we're talking now?
So I just got this idea and I thought, wow, that sounds like something I could do. And I started offering to people, and I made a bunch of mistakes and everything that he talks about in the class. I realized, I did that wrong and corrected it, and did that wrong and corrected it. But I also took it and I applied it to other things, which made bigger offers for bigger things to corporate clients, to B2B people, to everybody. And I raised the price of it and I started doing it. And I have laser clients that have, the original offer is for $1,000, but I've done it for $20,000. And it really, really, it saved me from losing my house and losing everything. And I thought, I feel like I owe Rob some money. So I looked to see if he was laser coaching, and I go, and it came in and he's laser coaching for $5,000. And I'm like, I don't know if I owe him that much money. And then about 2 weeks later, he said, hey, I want 8 people. We're going back to 2015 prices. And I go, done, sold. And that's where we connected and we met. And it's like listening to a way more successful me when I talk to Rob, because he sees everything. He's very, very quick and very creative. And it's just been a great kind of dynamic duo. So we thought we'd do something together. I love giving back to the things that I've learned from other people to help people out. And that's kind of where this comes from.
Yeah. And Ray, you have sold more laser coaching than any student I'm aware of who's gone through my course by a long shot. So like, you really took this thing and ran with it. You are an expert in selling laser coaching. And the project or idea that we put together is to offer my laser coaching course, which comes with a bunch of cool bonuses. And we'll touch on each of those in just a second. But Ray, you did something incredible because you've charged as much as $20,000 for a year of laser coaching with you, but you're actually going to bundle it in with my course. So if people would like to sign up for my course, they also get you as their laser coach and a couple of other things. Can you touch on those? And then we can share my screen and go through each of the bonuses and tell people how to get it if they'd like to.
Absolutely, 100%. So laser coaching is generally a 1-year program. I'm adding to that. It could be longer. I don't think it will be, but it could be longer because I'm going to guarantee that I'm going to work with you until you create $20,000 of business through our interaction together. So I want to see you succeed. I want to see you get there as quickly as possible. This is something that I love to do, and I don't see that being a problem as long as you do the homework. The other thing that I do on top of laser coaching is I have bi-weekly brainstorming / office hours where you can come in with a roadblock and we can remove it. You can come in and get a hot seat from the other people in the office hour. You can come and just ask questions about things. And I do that twice a month on top of the regular laser coaching sessions. So there's a couple of extra things on top of laser coaching that are the value of those things is we're at probably $30,000 ish with that right there. So those are 2 great bonuses to do. And on top of that, you're learning Rob's course, for gosh sake. I wish I'd started there. I'd be making more money now.
Awesome. And you omitted one, but I'll go ahead and share it because I know we're watching the clock here.
Yeah.
So do you mind sharing, letting me share my screen? And just please let me know when you can see it because I'm no longer looking at you, Ray. I'm looking at
there. It is. It's up there.
All right. So Ray and I would love to invite you to sign up for my laser coaching course that comes with a bunch of my own bonuses, but also with the bonuses that Ray just mentioned and the special bonus we're doing together. So I'll tell you, the price of the course is $19.97. You can make that back with your first 1 or 2 clients, depending on how you structure it. Ray's been selling laser coaching for $20,000 lately. So like it was 10% of a client for him. But I do recommend you start off selling it at $9.97. So that would be 2 clients or 1 client that renews, and you paid for it. But you're not just getting the course that shows you how to do it and comes with all the copy and what to say on the calls and how to keep them to 15 minutes. You get that, but you're going to get the laser coaching, a year of laser coaching with Ray. I have never seen anyone do this, but he's going to work with you until you make $20,000 in business, until you do $20,000 in business as a result of the coaching. At first, I try to be real conservative with some of these values that we put on here. And so I thought, I guess it really is a $20,000 value, because if you take him up on that and you keep working with Ray until you bring in 20,000, that's like having a coin you can put in a slot machine that'll eventually pay you out $20,000. What's the value of that coin? It's pretty close to $20,000. So that is an awesome thing that Ray's doing with the guarantee. I've never seen anyone do that before. Ray also mentioned his bi-weekly brainstorming sessions and office hours. So that's awesome that you're going to get to do that. The thing we're doing together is a half-day mastermind where we're going to get together for up to 4 hours sharing the very best of what's worked in our business. Today, you heard some email strategies, but we're going to look at all the areas of business, and it's a mastermind. So we can actually collaborate with you and share ideas and answer questions about your business specifically. And you'll get both of our brains focused on you at once instead of maybe one at a time with Ray in some cases or with me in some of these other bonuses. Another bonus you'll get is a full year of unlimited video coaching support. It's basically email support, but we make videos for you so you can see what's on our screen, and you can make videos for us if you wish. You're also going to get 240 hot seat coaching calls over the next 5 years. We meet 4 times a month, and if you do all the math, it comes out to 240 calls where you can show up, bring your question, and I or one of my top team members will be on those calls to answer you and give you live support on the spot about anything you've done with us and possibly with Ray. We're not an expert on Ray the way he is, but possibly on the stuff with Ray. Yes, I also have lots of proven swipe copy and templates so you can sell your laser coaching, whether it's through email or an automated webinar or Zoom call. Like, oh, well, laser coaching works really well on a Zoom call. If you're offering your high-end coaching up here and someone says they'd love to work with you, but they can't afford it, laser coaching is so irresistible that the person would be out of integrity if they didn't hire you. So we provide all the swipe copy to sell laser coaching. We also have something called the Radical Results Power Hour, which gives you a place to work on this stuff. If nobody's watching over your shoulder and expecting you to get it done, then that means it's up to you. It's proactive work. Well, if you come to the Power Hour 5 days a week, Sunday through Thursday, you're welcome to come to these and get work done, and we will hold you accountable. The next thing I'll mention is I've got 3 other courses, and we're trying to keep this short, but there's a lot here, and I'm going to tell you how you can go and check all this stuff out yourself. But I mentioned that video coaching where you get like email support from us, but through videos. You can actually sell this. This sells as well as laser coaching, I have found. It's just as irresistible, but it doesn't take a spot on your calendar. So I've got a course that teaches you how to do that. I've got a course if you want to have a high ticket offer. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars selling 3-day VIP weekends to my audience. And this has the swipe copy and how to do it. It's basically, if you don't have a high ticket offer yet, I highly recommend you go through that course. And then the last of the 3 courses, bonus courses, is my fast revenue copywriting program. This program shows you how to build and nurture a big email list and then make irresistible offers to them over these 3-day email campaigns. And I'd love to talk more about it, but I will mention that that's the attendance prize drawing we're doing today. But instead of just drawing one person out of 1,000, we're going to take all the registrants and everybody here, everybody who registered to be here, whether you're here live or get the replay. So make sure you register for this call. If you're just noticing us on, scrolling through social media and you stopped, make sure you register so that you get entered in this drawing. We're going to have AI choose 10% of the names we give it, and we're going to send out that program to you. And I tell you what, if you happen to win this program and you also sign up for my course, let me know, and I will send you yet another program. In fact, I'll give you your choice of several different attractive programs, whatever's most helpful to you. Also, I or someone on my team will review your laser coaching offer before you put it out there. If Ray had done that, if Ray had bought my course and actually used this bonus right here, Ray, I'm pretty sure you would have sold more. Would you agree with me on that?
137.529%. Yes.
Specificity. Love it. All right. And so the last bonus listed here is, you'll actually get to see me coaching a client. You'll see what our first call is like, and there's some clips from follow-up calls. And we also have tests at the end of, basically one test per module. There's 7 modules. And if you pass all the tests, you can miss 1 question per test. You'll end up with a certification as a Radical Results Laser Coach. This can help with confidence in knowing that you're certified now. And when you project that confidence, clients sense that, they hire you more easily. Usually clients don't ask if you're certified, but if they do, now you have an answer. So the way to see all this stuff on your own computer and to actually sign up is to go to rayandrob.com. rayandrob.com. That's rayandrob.com. And Ray, I'm going to go back to looking at you, but it's going to do that really weird infinity effect. So if you can take out my screen sharing.
You got it. And I put the rayandrob.com up there for you to see. I know that in a couple of things, I think on LinkedIn and on Facebook, they may not see the link to register. When we're done with this, I will go back and put it up, make sure it's in the comments on those two things. So we are not going to make the drawing until Friday. So you still have time to register if you didn't get a chance to do so right now. We've got at least 120 people that have registered. So we'll be giving away at least 12 copies. There may be more by the time we're done, but we'll just keep ratcheting it up till you do that. The sense of urgency is you should come on board before Monday. And if anybody has, I believe, if anybody has questions about this or they'd like to talk to me personally, I think on that sheet right there, they click out, I think my calendar link is on there. And
if they go to rayandrob.com, actually, if you start to leave the page, you'll see this exit intention pop, which, by the way, is a very effective thing to do. We don't have time to discuss how powerful it is, but we should on the mastermind, right? But you'll see this exit intention pop up, and if you click on it, it'll take you right into Ray's calendar. You can also reach out to either one of us and ask us for the link if you have a way to get a hold of us. And I'll, you know what, Ray, I didn't do it, but I will also put a button on the page at rayandrob.com that says, hey, if you want to talk to Ray, click here. So I'll add that after we get off the call.
And one other thing that I don't think you mentioned is we did set it up where they don't have to pay everything all at once.
Good point. Yes, there is a payment plan. You can pay 3 payments of $697 or save money and do 1 payment of $1997. And if you're familiar with like Klarna and some of these buy now, pay later services, there's an option to use those as well, where your payments are like, I don't know, like $100 a month. You know, it's a higher interest rate because Klarna or whoever is taking all the risk. But if you decide to do the buy now, pay later stuff, make sure you sign up with an account with whatever provider you choose for the buy now, pay later stuff. So that way, when you click the button, make sure you're logged in. It'll all happen really easily. Sometimes people, they click the Klarna button and then they're asked to sign up for a Klarna account and things just get messy. So if you like the buy now, pay later stuff, figure out which one you're going to choose, sign up for it or log into it, make sure you're logged in, then come back to rayandrob.com and go for it.
That's fantastic. If anybody has any questions, put them in the comments. We'll make sure that we answer them for you. I think we've got covered emails today. We've got a way cool way for you to take it to the next level. I wish I had this ahead of time. It would have saved me a lot of headaches, but that is going to be your benefit because I've been through the problems and I know where the stumbling blocks are. A couple of things about laser coaching that people worry about is they think that it will take all their time in the world and they don't know what to do with the homework to give. And here's the key thing. I just touched on it briefly because we can go into, if you really have questions about this, contact me directly. You're an expert in your own field. And if somebody came to you and they were stuck at something that you're an expert in, and you looked at what they said, you'd know, oh, okay, here's your next step. And that's really what laser coaching is. You're removing roadblocks for people as they come up. So it's more of a check-in than actual coaching during that thing. We want to make life easier and grow. What happens when people get overwhelmed, really what they're seeing is they've lost hope when they're overwhelmed. And what hope is simply the next step. Every time there's a laser coaching session, let me remove that. Here's the next step, move forward, and then bam, you're going forward. It's one of the best ways to move forward quickly, and knowing that you have somebody there, oh my God, that is so relieving. It's so great to know that somebody's got your back.
I'll say one last thing, and then we should probably wrap up because we are over time. Thank you for everybody who stayed. The thing that I will say is if you decide to use laser coaching in your business and you're selling laser coaching, it's really congruent if you say you also have your own laser coach. And with Ray, you do. So when you're selling yourself as a laser coach, you can say, I've got my own laser coach as well. and you are getting such an amazing deal with Ray. Ray, I was looking at all the value here, and we absolutely charged way too little. I'm not just saying that like as a sales thing or whatever. I don't ever want to do this again at this price. At least double, probably more. Because, well, yeah, the value is just way too high with what you've added to it and the mastermind. So anyway, you guys are getting a great deal. But if you sign up before Monday, that will allow you to attend the mastermind with us live. And I highly recommend you do that. And I'm not going to say any more other than thank you, everybody. I really appreciate you. Ray, you have the last words.
Thank you guys so much. I'll be here next Wednesday with another live stream. You won't be having Rob Goyette. I'm happy to say that I have a laser coach myself, and it's Rob Goyette. So hope to see you. Come on in. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll see y'all next week. Thanks for coming on out. It's been fun. Thank you so much.